Hey, do you see any difference in this picture? Doesn't it seem more blurred? Well, this is how an astigmatic person sees things. In this picture, you can see the difference between a normal vision and an astigmatic vision. In this video, we're going to learn about astigmatism and more about it. Astigmatism is an error of refraction wherein a point of focus of light cannot be formed upon retina by any spherical correcting lens. A point cannot be focused. This is important to note. What does astigmatism literally mean? Stigma means a point. So astigmatism means there's no one single point that can be focused. So astigmatism, the cornea is at fault. So what happens is there are different horizontal and vertical curvatures, this leading to different dioptric powers. So when there's different dioptric powers, there is different focal points. So when there's two different focal points, instead of one point being formed, there's a focal line being formed. Right? So what are different types of astigmatism? We have regular astigmatism, irregular, corneal and lenticular astigmatism, oblique astigmatism, and also etiological classification. In etiological classification, we have different types like suppose astigmatism due to surgery, surgical astigmatism, and then with age, in age we have nuclear sclerosis leading to lenticular astigmatism, and then we have keratoconus again causing another type of astigmatism, that is irregular astigmatism. So this is etiological classification. In regular astigmatism, we again have simple, compound and mixed astigmatism. In this video, we'll be discussing in detail about regular and irregular astigmatism. What is regular astigmatism? So when cornea has its greatest and least curvature at right angles, it's called regular astigmatism. In regular astigmatism, we have something called with the rule and against the rule. In with the rule astigmatism, the vertical meridian is more curved or steeper when compared to horizontal meridian. In against the rule, the horizontal is more curved when compared to vertical meridian. Right? So in with the rule astigmatism, to remember it, you can remember a rugby ball. So rugby ball has its vertical meridian more curved, right? So remember a rugby ball. So how is astigmatism corrected? Before, we know that cylindrical lens is used to correct astigmatism. But before we know how to correct astigmatism, we need to know the main principle behind it. It's important to note that vertical meridian forms a horizontal focal line, right? And vice versa. That is, horizontal meridian forms a vertical focal line. So when we are correcting the astigmatism, we place the correcting cylindrical lens perpendicular to the meridian we are correcting. Suppose say vertical, here vertical is more curved. So we need to place a diverging lens, that is a concave lens, perpendicular to it, that is at 180 degrees. So how do we correct with the rule astigmatism? We place a concave lens at 180 degrees and a convex lens at 90 degrees, a cylindrical lens. Similarly, in against the rule, we place a convex lens at 180 degrees and a concave lens at 90 degrees. Right? This is how we correct astigmatism. Moving on to irregular astigmatism. In irregular astigmatism, we have more than two curvatures, that is 3, 4, 5 to infinite. So here, the geometrical assessment of the surface is not possible. What are the different causes of irregular astigmatism? We have corneal ulceration, keratoconus, scarred cornea. So how do we correct it? It depends on the cause. If the irregular astigmatism is caused due to keratoconus, we place a rigid gas permeable lens. And irregular astigmatism cannot be corrected by cylindrical lens. Right. So next concept is we're moving on to Sturm's conoid. Sturm's conoid. It's a configuration of rays refracted through a toric surface. Here we have a regularly astigmatic surface, that is a toric curvature, wherein the more curved meridian will have a greater refractive power and will come to focus faster than the one which is less curved. Here, the vertical meridian is more curved compared to the horizontal meridian. Hence, it comes to focus sooner than the horizontal. Here, the rays after refraction will be perfectly symmetrical, but the thing is they'll have two different focal points. This entire bundle of rays is called Sturm's conoid. This is the cross section of the bundle of rays. So let's see at different sections what images are formed. So at section A, we see that the vertical rays are more converging than the horizontal ones. Hence, we have an horizontally oval. At B, we have the vertical rays almost converged, whereas the horizontal are still converging. So we have an horizontal straight line. At C, D, and E, the vertical rays are diverging, whereas the horizontal are converging. So we have three different circles. At section D, it's called the circle of least diffusion. And why is it so? Because the amount of the rays that are diverging vertically and converging horizontally is same. That is why it's called the circle of least diffusion. And at F, we have the horizontal rays focused and the vertical rays still diverging. Hence, we have a vertically straight line. And at point G, both the vertical and the horizontal rays are diverging, hence we have a vertical oval. Now, if we place retina at any of these points where it's very obvious that the image is going to be blurred because the rays never come to focus at one single point. Suppose say we're placing retina at point A. Here, both the rays are still converging. So here, it's a condition of compound hypometropia. Remember the basics in rays and refraction. Suppose let's say we have a hypometropic eye, the rays don't converge, the image is formed behind the retina. So a condition is similar here, so that's why we call it compound hypometropia. Whereas at point B, the vertical meridian rays have come to focus, but the horizontal meridian is still converging. So hence we call it as simple hypometropia. At points C, D, and E, the vertical meridian has come into focus, whereas the horizontal is still converging. So here we have a mixed type of astigmatism where we have both myopia and hypermetropia. And at point F, we have the horizontal meridian into focus and the vertical is diverging. So here we call it as simple myopia. And at G, both the rays are diverging and hence we call it compound myopia. So this is how we differentiate different types of simple and compound astigmatism. How does an astigmatic patient present? Blurred vision. This is something we saw in the starting of the video. And some asthenopic symptoms. So in asthenopic symptoms, we have a dull aching headache, frontal headache, and the person also sees elongation of objects and he puts books like close to his eyes while reading. And some of the signs are head tilt and half closure of lid so that they can accommodate better. In investigations, we have retinoscopy, stenopic slit, ophthalmoscopy, keratometry. Coming to treatment modalities, spectacles is primary treatment. We correct it with cylindrical lens if it is regular astigmatism. For irregular astigmatism, suppose in keratoconus and all, we use contact lens, rigid lens. And in laser excimer, we use it to shape the cornea and some surgical treatment. In this, we have astigmatic and suturolysis. So in astigmatis, we correct whichever axis is more curved, and in suturolysis, we do a posterior cataract release suture. So this suture increases scarring and flattens the corneal surface. So this is in brief about astigmatism, and see you in the next video.